All right, team, we're back together for unit number 2 or session number 2. We looked at session 1 at philosophy, realizing it's a discipline that seeks to answer the supreme questions of life using reason and critical thinking. Since this is a course in Introduction to World Religions, it makes sense for us now to turn to that particular part of the study of philosophy, and that is the study of religion. Let me encourage you to watch the video once more, the YouTube, and also to read the suggested readings that will help a great deal on this unit. Session 2 is the meaning of religion. What does religion actually mean? Well, Robert E. Van Voorst, who has written an excellent book on religion, a textbook for the course, calls religion the pattern of beliefs and practices. Notice it's both what we believe and what we do. And notice he says it is the pattern that expresses and enacts what a community regards as sacred or of ultimate about life. The ideal, the belief and practices, and the ideal, it is a community matter. Van Voorst is not certain that there's such a thing as private religion. Now, William James, that we're going to get to know better in this unit, in his book Varieties of Religious Experience, has said that religion's too big a concept to be defined, but he says it's the belief in some kind of an unseen order, and that humans believe they will reach their supreme good when they live in harmony with the supreme good as they adjust to the demands that the supreme good makes upon them. A theologian, Paul Tillich, defines religion as the state of being grasped by an ultimate concern, that is, by something that is considered to be the ultimate or the very best. So religion, though it's often defined as belief in the divine or supernatural power that is to be obeyed and worshiped and served, is actually a belief in a creator and a ruler of the universe, but sometimes religion sees that ultimate concern or that divine or that supernatural as an ideal or a concept rather than a being. Let's proceed with trying to understand. The dude's picture you see here, Clifford Geertz, wrote the book The Interpretation of Cultures. He also wrote a very good book on the religions of Java. Says that religion is a system of symbols which acts to establish powerful, persuasive and long-lasting modes and motivations for formulating conceptions of a general order of existence and clothing these conceptions with such an aura of factuality that the moods and motivations seem uniquely realistic. What he's saying is religion just teaches us something and makes us believe it's true, so we will obey it and go along with its commands. Now, the man whose picture you see here is a noted theologian and ethicist who wrote a book entitled Neighboring Faiths, an excellent book on the religions of the world, written from a Christian perspective. He also wrote the book The Tapestry of Faiths, where he compares the different religions. I'm only vaguely familiar with his book on world religions. The fact that he wrote the book Philosophy of Religion along with Norman Geisler means that he is a very conservative Christian, believes very strongly in the Bible. Now, here's his picture. He looks a little more like a bartender than a theologian, but he says that religion is a system of beliefs and practices, both of those concepts there again, that provides values to give life meaning and coherence coherence by directing a person toward transcendence. Now, that again is a pretty big definition and has a lot of words in it. Values, he means beliefs and practices that matter, that have some substance to them. By meanings, he means these have value that people will want to have them and desire to have them. Coherence means it makes these ideas understandable and explainable. And transcendence means the idea of something apart from the usual, the ordinary, the human, the mundane. These things are of more consequence than ordinary matters. So we're getting some definitions of religion. I'm going to suggest that you have the material from assignment number 1 and 2 out, printed out, or in your computer, because you can go through those and be doing at least some of them as we go through these next few slides. Ninian Smart is a noted theologian, and he has put together what he calls the dimensions of religion. He has 7 of them. Now, you are going to look at these 7, and then you're going to compare them with the 4 dimensions of religion, or realms of religion, that are talked about by Bruce Lincoln, another writer. Here are Ninian Smart's dimensions. Doctrinal. The idea here, these statements teach the basic beliefs of the religion. What is God like? What is the world like? What is wrong to do? What's right to do? These are statements of religious matters. He says another dimension of religion is experiential. Feelings of dread or guilt or awe, mystery, devotion, liberation. These are experiences people have, something they feel when they are involved in religion. It would be like the vision of St. Paul when he recognized Jesus on the Damascus Road, or the prophet Muhammad when he received the revelation of Allah from the angel Gabriel, or Buddha when he was enlightened. Rudolf Otto, a Jewish theologian, in his book The Idea of the Holy, called these numinous, or experiences, or mysterium tremendum et fascinandus, something we feel. Ritual is another dimension of religion. Forms and orders, ceremonies, public or private, that people are taught to do as part of their religion. This would be part of the salat, or the 5 prayers of a Muslim during the day, or church service, or fasting. Mythical dimension, or stories that are often regarded as revealed stories, but stories that explain how the universe came to be and what people's place in it would be. These myths are not made-up stories. They express what people think happened in creation. The ethical dimension of religion are rules and guides to Christian behavior. Sometimes they are thought to be guides that come directly from God, such as the 10 Commandments, but they serve as guides. Religion has an organizational dimension, a belief system that is shared and practiced in a group. This would be like a church, or a group of Christians who believe they are part of a certain group, like the people in Waco in the Davidian Fellowship, but an organization that binds people together. And then finally, material. Some of the religious teachings take the form of buildings, works of art, figurines, artifacts, helps for worship, aids to worship. And these become sacred or meaningful in a religious sense. The river Ganges has meaning to Hindus. There are sacred mountains in China. The Jordan River has a certain place in Christianity. Mount Fuji is considered a religious place, as is Ayers Rock in Australia. The Vatican has a place in Roman Catholicism. So these are the the seven dimensions of religion according to Smart. Now, we turn now to Bruce Lincoln in his four domains of religion. He wrote these after considering the world as it was after September 11th. What you're going to do in the lesson, in the assignment, is that you're going to write illustrations or examples of the seven dimensions that we just looked at in Smart, and then you're going to put number 1, 2, 3, or 4, discourse, practices, community, institution, in the third column, where you think that it is here that in this dimension that Lincoln talks about the same thing that Smart is talking about in his dimensions of religion. Now, if you think Lincoln has left some out, just note that Lincoln did not discuss it. But the discourse, truths, practices, ethics, community, a group of people, institution, a larger institution that holds the people together. I hope you will have time to work together to get those. Now, religion functions within societies, and most books are going to spend a good bit of time on the functions of religion. I think, again, if you had this list by your side and printed or in your computer, you could put in some of the assignment materials, because what we're going to do is we're going to look at some quotes from different people, and we will see how those quotes reflect some of these functions. What are the 9 functions of religion? Religion establishes beliefs and certainties. It tells people what they believe about the existence of God, the nature of God, the possibility of life after death, or the impossibility of it, establishes beliefs. Most religions establish good behavior. They describe what people ought to do and provide some motivation to conduct yourself in that way. A very important function of religion, according to sociologists, is producing solidarity. Religion is seen as having the function of drawing people into a group and leading them to obey the ideas and the practices of that group. Religion provides emotional support in times of crisis, in sickness, in loss, in difficulties, dangers. Religion can give comfort and peace, and these are important functions. Very close to some of the others, but religion also contributes to socialization. Religions teach people, here's how you're supposed to act, here's how you're supposed to be to get along in our society, and they contribute to that. Almost the same as creating solidarity, religion creates a common community. You can see this very well in a group like the Amish, where the whole group dress alike, talk alike, live alike, and uphold the same group of customs. Religion is very important in social change. Religion has helped in overcoming such matters as slavery, as the matter of women being held in lower social standing than men. It has helped solve some of the problems of race. We are still working on that, but positive social change. There was a time when women seldom worked outside the home. Now we find them working outside the home quite often. Religion provides access to ultimate reality. That may be a way to have fellowship or relationship to God. It may be a way to have relationship with the ultimate ideal or concept like communism's classless society. And finally, religion produces healthy personal feelings. It brings peace. It brings encouragement. It brings guidance. So here are the contributions or the functions of society. Now, as we look at these things that different people have said about religion, you want to be able to put the person with the particular function of society. For instance, Schleiermacher said that it is the essence of religion is the feeling of absolute dependence. He is actually saying it brings about feelings that are good, and he is saying it helps us be in relationship to the ultimate reality or God. Many of these will fit in more than one of their functions. Bradley, a philosopher, says it's an attempt to express complete reality of goodness through every aspect of our being. Again, teaching ethics, socializing people. James Fraser, an anthropologist, is best known for his work on magic, and he thinks that religion is a way to teach us how to relate to the powers that are superior to men, to humans, so as to get them to help us. It's ways to get it to rain, to get good things to happen. Now, Emil Durkheim is the primary voice in sociology saying that religion integrates society. It brings solidarity. This is his big idea about religion. Paul Tillich says it helps us to be in touch with the ultimate reality. Yinger, again a sociologist, and it just says religion helps us to be in contact with the ultimate problems of human life. He's talking about ethics, how we act, and he's talking about how religion helps people overcome difficulty. Peter Berger, again, is going along with sociology in thinking of solidarity. Livingston is talking about how we can relate to the ultimate being, and Kloster is also saying here's a way of dependence, of helping us to believe in things. Now, Karl Marx doesn't believe too much in religion. Actually, his Marxism becomes a religion for his followers. He says religion is the opiate of the people. He thinks religion was just made so the strong could overcome the weak. Mark Twain, a set of things which the average man thinks he believes and wishes he was certain of, and Thomas Edison, all bunk. I think those are not too important to us. Goldie Hawn, here on the back, a warmer feeler in our hearts, more connected to others, more connected to something greater, having a sense of peace. So her idea is that it produces a good thing. Now, here is a distinction that I want us to be able to make, and I hope you will be able to make. What is the difference between religion and religions, or religion and a religion? Religion is the human condition of believing in something, some power. It's more than human. It exists and can help humans. It's something that's significant beyond simply human. It's that overall feeling of something bigger than humans. Religions are organized expressions and institutions by which people practice their religion or their belief in religion. These are activities. These are organizations that function within human societies. So religion and religions. Be sure now to do the assignments and get them in and look at the review questions to be ready to answer all the questions on the exam.